muscle groups. 13 of them we learned. We should know how they move. That was part of our last unit. Now we're showing you how they work and how we can build resistance in them when we are in the weight room. Think about it. If you're using body weight exercises, they're great. They're great. But eventually your body is going to adapt to that, and you'll have to do a lot of body weight exercises to equal what you could do in a shorter amount of time by adding resistance. So we have weights in the form of dumbbells, weight plates, barbells, machines. The weights are basically a pull against the resistance of the force of gravity. Think about it. When you weigh yourself on a scale, you're just standing there. You're not doing anything different. They put a measuring device underneath your feet, and gravity is pulling you down. And the scale measures how much you weigh when you're being pulled down. Well, the weights are the same thing. They're just objects that are dead weight for you to use in the motion that you choose to use them in. All right, we are going to slowly make our way over to the weight room in a few minutes to learn another muscle and another way to build our muscles. But this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about our latissimus dorsi, all right? And our latissimus dorsi is worked in the pull-up. Remember, brings our elbows down towards our body in the vertical plane. But, as we talked about in my class, and I'm sure in the other classes, there are two kinds of movements in the weight room. There are isolation movements and compound movements. Isolation movements are movements that only utilize one joint. So if we use one joint, that means only one muscle is responsible for that joint to move. So you're working only one muscle at a time because only one joint is moving. A bicep curl is one example of that. All right, and overhead tricep extension is another example of that. We haven't gotten to those yet, but rest assured we will. But there are also compound movements. Compound movements means more than one joint is moving. So if more than one joint is moving, more than one muscle is working. For instance, today, as we'll see in the pull-up when we go in there, when I have my hands over my head and I'm pulling myself up, not only are my elbows bending or my arms bending at the elbow joint, which means if you didn't think bicep, then we have to review. Bicep muscle is working, but also my shoulder joint is being popped down in the vertical plane, all right? And that is a facet of my latissimus dorsi on the bottom side, okay? So, two joints means two muscles, sometimes three, sometimes four, all right? A push-up uses three muscles, all right? We'll talk about that soon, rest assured. But compound is multiple joints, which means multiple muscles. Isolation is one joint, which means one muscle. All right, before we head in there, I'm going to have Mr. Morin-Himwig describe his challenge of the day, and then we will see you in the weight room.
Well, you guys have heard of where's Waldo. Well, we got where's Ducko. Now, as you two know, because I introduced him to you last week, now Ducko is a little bit shy. He's hiding right now. So you need a little chant from these two guys to bring Ducko out. And the chant goes like this: Ducko, Ducko, Ducko. So let's listen to these guys say that. When they say it loud enough, Ducko will come out. All right, guys, here we go. Ducko! Mr. Mitchell, Ducko. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, Ducko says that's fine. He's awake and ready to go. This is the challenge, guys.
Happens like Ducko.
It's where's Ducko. So, for the upcoming videos, how many, I don't know. But for the upcoming videos, at least the next couple, you're going to be looking for Ducko. So, either in this room, en route, in the cardio weight room, or en route back to the climbing room here, find Ducko. So, where's Ducko? You guys ready to go?
Ready, but not right now. Doesn't count. You say it's in Mr. Morin-Himwig's hand. Yes, thank you. It's in Mr. Morin-Himwig's hand right now. But Ducko's going to make an adventurous journey on his own or her own when we go to the weight room. So be watching out.
Ducko's a him.
It's a him. All right. Ducko's a him. Sorry, Ducky. All right. Here we go. Up we go to the weight room, and we're out of here. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we miss you here at Bret Hart. It's awful quiet. We wish you guys were here and with us. Look how empty and quiet it is in the locker room. Mr. Shoemake is forced to sit there and stare at the wall. There's nobody in here. Please come back soon. All right, the cardio room.
Mr. Janice's desk.
Yep, here is the board and Mr. Janice's desk. This is not part of anything Mr. Mornhebig has planned.
So keep looking for Ducko. Where's Ducko?
Where's the ducky? Here, now, anywhere, who knows? All right, so we're going to do some pull-ups. You guys all know what pull-ups are. Here is our power rack for pull-ups, and we also have another device that helps us with pull-ups if you can't accomplish a pull-up. So let's take a look at how to do pull-ups and how to utilize them efficiently in the weight room. All right, first and foremost, we know what a pull-up is, but I won't spend too much time discussing it, rather than just to say it's pulling yourself up with your chin over the bar, all right, in a vertical plane. You don't want to swing, you don't want to rock, you don't want to use your knees, you don't want to kick like a fish, you just want to pull straight up utilizing your muscles that it works. Now, all that is to say is, a pull-up is also with your palms facing away from your body. If your palms are facing towards your body, it is a chin-up. And right now we're going to focus on the pull-ups. Chin-ups are great too, but we're focused on the pull-ups. So, I'm going to do one body weight, just to show you, all right? You're going to get up, hands shoulders apart, and you're going to pull up and down. And then up and down. You can do as many of those as you can do. Mr. Shoemake can do anywhere between 15 to 18 on a good day. Everyone's different. Some of you guys can do a lot. And believe it or not, when Mr. Shoemake holds the challenge, and this is true going back to when Mr. Shoemake was at Bret Hart, usually there's one or two young ladies that are stronger than all the guys. It's usually because they do some sort of gymnastics or something like that, but that's the way it goes. Me and a good friend of mine, Jacob Castro, and this very 7th grader at Bret Hart, we did 18, and we thought, no one's going to beat that. That's the best of the day. And a young girl named Lindsay Dong, who was a gymnast, came up and did 27. So, it's possible. We got a lot of strength, all right? So women and men definitely can be great at pull-ups. Now, because Mr. Shoemake can do a number of pull-ups, all right, you get to a point where we're in the weight room. What do we need to do? We need to add resistance. Well, Mr. Shoemake, it's just a bar. How are you going to add resistance? There's no weight or machines or anything. It's a great question. You grab this wonderful device here called a weight belt, all right? What you do with the weight belt is wrap it around yourself and you can add weights to it. So, I'm going to grab our friend, the trusty 25, bring him over so you can see how this works. Okay, you put the chain through the weight on the 25, all right? And then you wrap the belt around you. And make it nice and tight, all right? Now, as it hangs down, when I do a pull-up, it's going to be my entire body weight for resistance, coupled with a 25-pound plate. All right? So the same way, you're going to get up into the pull position with added weight for resistance. All right? I'm going to get up, shoulder width apart, grab the bar, and do a pull-up with extra weight. And that's going to be a lot more taxing than just doing it with the body weight style. So jump up, grab the bar, right? Pull up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to stop there because I got to do about 20 more to show you, so I want to tire myself out. But when you're done, I would hand the belt to my partner if they can do weight lifts and put whatever weight they needed, or if they needed body weight, that would be fine too. Or I'd keep it on myself for the next set. Remember, we want to try and do 3 sets is our beginning number for beginners. 3 sets. All right. Now, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to show you the next machine. Put that there. Unchain myself. Pull it out. Now remember, when we're done with weights, we don't just leave them laying around. We put them back on the weight stack. So I'm going to put it back exactly where I got it from. And then we're done. Now if you see, all the weights are organized by stacks. 5-pounders with the 5-pounders, 2.5s with the 2.5s, 25s, 45s. We got the other tree over there, 35s. Always put the weights with the correct weight. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my belt down, and we're going to transfer to the assisted pull-up machine. Okay? The assisted pull-up machine is a little different. This is the only device in here that works against the gravity in the same way that the seesaw does. Okay? If you look at this device, it has a lever that sticks out, and if I push down on this lever, the weight stack will come up. Well, what this does, in much the same way the seesaw or the teeter-totter works, is I sit on one side of the teeter-totter, the weight is the other side of the teeter-totter. So, I would get in a pull-up position on the pull-up grips, and then I'd set the weight appropriately. And what this effectively does is take away whatever amount of weight that I want to do a pull-up correctly. So let's say you get on the regular pull-up bar and you can't do a single pull-up. And you weigh 100 pounds. Well, look, I can't do it, Mr. Shoemaker, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Morehead. I'm trying, I can't do it. Okay, no problem. What we're going to do is, we'll come down to, we'd start probably around 45 or 50 pounds, just to get a hint, all right? And this is 45. If you weighed 100 pounds, what this basically does, instead of adding resistance, is take away that amount of weight from your body. So now, instead of you doing a pull-up with extra weight like we did over there, you're doing a pull-up minus that amount of weight. So if I'm 100 and that's 45, what's 100 minus 45, guys?
I'd say 55.
He's correct, Mundo.
I'm a math major.
55 pounds. So if you're 100 pounds, you got 45 pounds on, you would then be doing pull-ups with only just about half your body weight. What you do is you stand up evenly on the foot pegs, all right? And then you're going to place your hands appropriately for a pull-up. Slightly bar to the shoulder width, grip the bar accordingly. You're going to step down on the lever with one leg only, pushing it down so the weight goes down. Once it's down, you're going to step off with your other leg onto the lever. Now, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to sink. That's the nature of it. But as you pull up, you have the weight of the weight stack on the other end of the teeter-totter that's helping you pull back up. So it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm here. As I pull, you see the weight stack goes down, and the teeter-totter goes up and down. Now I'm back down. As I pull, I'm up. The weight's helping me. I come back down. All right, pull, come back up, and the weight comes back down. And one more so you can see it. Pull, up goes the teeter-totter, let go, down goes the teeter-totter. When I'm done, I'm going to step one foot off only, and then slowly lower the weight stack so it does not slam. All right, got to come all the way up, and then I'd be done. Now, just like anything else, all right, got to be careful and mindful of where the teeter-totter is. If you were in here and everyone was doing pull-ups, this machine is also allowing you to move that out of the way, and you can do regular pull-ups as well. But, bottom line, however much weight you select is the opposite end going away from gravity when you are going up, so it is taking off the weight. You weigh 100 pounds, you put 25 on, you're really only doing a pull-up with 75 pounds, right? 50, you're taking away half your body weight. If you did 100, you would basically be floating, doing nothing, because the weight would be more. All right, are there any questions from anyone in class or my colleagues?
No, I think that was very well done, and obviously, if you can do a pull-up using just the power rack with 25 pounds strapped on your waist, you're never going to need that machine. But like many people in my class from last year, there were a lot of kids who could not do a pull-up, and they had to use that machine. And basically, over time, they would start with maybe 30 pounds of help, and then maybe a week later, they'd be able to get down to 20 pounds of help, then 10 pounds of help, and then by the end of the 6-week unit, many kids graduated from the assisted pull-up and made a power rack pull-up all by themselves.
Absolutely, and that's what we call the rule of progressive overload, folks. Always push yourself a little bit harder yet today than you did yesterday. Move in smaller incremental steps of
Improvement. Sasoy.
improvement to make ourselves slowly better. 6 weeks. The first day you might not be able to do a single pull-up. You work, you start lowering the weight, and then eventually you get to where you're trying to go. All right, let's head back to headquarters, guys.
All right, let's go. Where's that duck? Or excuse me, where's that duck? Oh, ducko.
Oh, Ducko. Duckarono.
You think a ducko can do a pull-up?
I think Ducko can do a quack up. He quacks me up.
I don't think he has any arms to do a pull-up.
All right, Mr. M.
Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So, pull-ups, great exercise. I'm working on pull-ups myself, and I do use the assisted pull-up. So, I think that's a good place to start. Mr. Mitchell, you're talking about some of your students going from that to the regular pull-up bar. That's good. Good place to start. Remember, progressive overload, Sasoy, small incremental steps of improvement. All right, we got something coming up for you from the Jolly Geographer. Jolly Geographer, what you got for us this day?
All right, we learned last time about what was the name of the lake that the fault was named after. What was the name of the lake that the fault was named after? And that, of course, was the San Andreas Lake. The fault is named after that. So, you should know what to do during earthquakes. You should know what to do when you are in a situation where you are in a natural disaster in your own environment. P is not just about push-ups and sit-ups. It's about knowing how to manipulate and navigate your natural environment. So, that being said, we're staying with the Bay Area. And what we want to know now is some more directional questions. What is the tallest peak in the South Bay? What is the name of the mountain with the tallest peak in the South Bay? All right, there's a big observatory on it. It is in the east side of San Jose. What is the name of that mountain?
And Sports Factor, what do you got for us?
All right, well, you know, I thought I was going to lead with football, but I've still got hockey on my mind. Mainly because the Stanley Cup was just played.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
who won the Stanley Cup? That's my question. Who played and who won? And in how many games?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
recently, too.
Before we have another joke from the joke jester, I have another question for you guys. Favorite day of the week and why? Just quick, bang, bang. Favorite day of the week and why? Mr. Mitchell.
Saturday.
Why?
Because you can do anything you want on Saturday. You can stay up late and sleep. As Sunday comes around, you can sleep a half the day of Sunday if you want to. You can get up early and you can do all kinds of things. You don't have to worry about school. It's Saturday.
All right, Mr. Shoemake, what do you think? Favorite day of the week
I have to say it's Friday.
and why?
Because I don't care if Monday's blue. Tuesday, I don't care about you. Wednesday's dark, and Thursday too. It's Friday. I'm in love. Saturday's great. Sunday always seems to come too late. But Friday, I love it.
That's hard to follow, Jolly Geographer. That is hard to follow.
That is.
Woo! Well, I say my favorite day is probably Saturday as well, because the whole week's come by. Saturdays usually you don't have a lot of things going on. You can sleep in, kind of do what you want, stay up a little bit later than normal. So I would say Saturday. All right, here's the joke. Here's the joke. What do you call a cardboard belt? A waste of paper. A waste of paper. I want to run one thing other by you guys, one other thing by you. Here's a principle. Effort doesn't take talent. You don't have to be talented to give your best effort. So when you have Mr. Mitchell, Mr. P.U.S.H, or myself trying to encourage you to do that cardio, to finish strong, to get more flexible during the full body mobility activity. Whatever video we're asking you to do, if we're doing something live with you, pull-ups. Effort doesn't take talent. We're not asking you to be the best, but just to be your best. I can't do as many pull-ups with Mr. P.U.S.H, but I'm working on it. All right, so do your very best. You don't have to be the best, do your best. So, effort doesn't take talent. Just do it, baby. Just get busy. Just do it. Keep moving forward. Just keep going forward. Keep doing it. Keep moving.
Ooh, good grief. What's going on here? What are we doing here?
Well, as normal, we're building healthy relationships.
What's the purpose of Bret Hart?
HR squared.
Honesty, respect, responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, keep on pushing hard, especially right at the end when we're doing the cardio. All right? I know it's the championship rounds. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Do your best. Try to be better today than you were yesterday. Keep on pushing. Push on 3. 1, 2, 3. Push!